What all did you just feel like was working for you out there tonight?
Just trying to get inside the lane and, just penetrate, stay aggressive. Coach Oates, he told me I wasn't nearly aggressive as I was in the second half. In the first, I think I could have gotten into the paint a little bit more, but all around, we still got things to work on. Still got to work on our defense. Of course, we don't want to give up, more than 100 points, but it was a great game, great atmosphere, and for an exhibition game, I think we did great, but we know we got to work on.
How do you feel that you're different from the season ago?
I just feel like a whole new player. I mean, they give me the tools to, let me go, and I think, they did that last year, but it was, it was a little bit more adversity. I had to sometimes, take a little bit more sacrifice, and, I'm still trying to do that here, trying to find a sacrifice that I can take to benefit to this team, and I think, that's going to be more than defense, and just being a leader, trying to talk, guys through. I mean, some of the guys, they need to know where to go and stuff like that, and just being a great leader, it all falls into that place. So I think, once I get great in that role, it's going to be really good for us, and we're going to, string it all together and just be a great team.
What was Oates' biggest message to you guys in the locker room just there coming out of the game?
We was down 1. Don't really panic. We know our identity. I mean, we can really get back into games fast. The way we play so fast. So, we want to get shots up really fast. But, that lead to more defense, and we just got to, work on that. And that's some things he harped on in the locker room and at the end.
With Mark at times being a bucket getter for you guys, now he's gone, how much responsibility do you feel to be that guy?
I don't really put too much pressure on myself, really, just to go out there and just try to get a bucket. I think when it's my time, to get the ball, it's my time. And I think, Coach Oates, he really got a lot of great plays that, I can really just get into the lane and find guys. And it's just really perfect. Like I said, when I, decided to come back, I think, I didn't want to go nowhere else. I mean, it was just going to be here or, the draft. So I chose to come back, and Coach Oates, he really, put things together, and he's really smart. So any play he call, I trust, and I just try to go out there and execute it.
Well, what's it like playing with a guy as versatile as Taylor and the number of things that he can do, and just how excited was he to get to play against his former team?
He can really shoot the ball. That's one thing I didn't know when he first got there. I mean, when I first got to practice, I was a couple weeks late, from going through the process. But when I first saw him, I was like, God, it's who is this guy? I didn't really know too much about him because, I was focused on the process. And then once I just started practicing with him more, and I seen that he can jump out the gym, shoot the ball, set over, 7 wingspan, it's just crazy. I think he's going to be a really good player here, and I think he got a chance to be a really good NBA player.
There's a period, I think around the 5-minute mark, where you scored back-to-back buckets to give you guys the lead. What was kind of the mindset or approach there?
Even though it's exhibition, I know Coach Oates didn't want to lose this game, so I just try to ramp it up a little bit. Even though we got some guys banged up. I mean, we're not fully healthy yet, but I would say, just don't treat it. I was saying in my head, don't treat it like an exhibition game, even though it is. It's just play like it's a real game, play like we're in the playoffs. You got to play that hard because, like I said, they gave us a run for our money. So it was good just to have a competitive matchup like that, especially in Birmingham with all the fans coming. So it was really exciting.
You motioned to the crowd a couple of times, just trying to get them hyped and get them into the game. Just how much do you feed off of that as a player when the fans get into it?
It's fun. We need all the fans to come out and support, stand up for us, and I think make a lot of noise. I think it got to them a little bit. Once we got a stop, another stop. I mean, I think they threw the ball out of bounds one time, and we came back to score it. It got louder and louder. So, I think it's going to be really jumping in Coleman this year, and I can't wait to play in there.
You mentioned the other day that you want to be more vocal this first game. How do you think you did vocally?
I think I did good. I would say, I think if you ask anybody that was sitting on the first season in the floor, they obviously heard me. You can hear my voice right now kind of going away, but I would say just if I keep building on that, I got a chance to be a really great player.